Hello, this is Julien, and in this video we are going to show you how to install a Cardano node from scratch. We will use the official Cardano documentation and show you step by step how to execute the commands and what you have to watch out for, how you might avoid some problems, how you solve some problems that will occur during the installation process. And that's what we are going to do. So make sure to use official Cardano resources only. And yeah, let's start. Or before we start, I want to show you a short project. This is a project that we are involved. It's the Megaclite Troopers, and it's a Cardano based NFT video game. So we have our NFTs here. In total 4,900, and as soon as all of them are sold, we will be able to produce the video game. So the concept is already there, and the video game result will depend on the Cardano community. So if we manage to sell the NFTs with a high price, that means we will have a high budget for the video game. It will be a more interesting video game. If it will be sold with a low price, low budget, it will be a low budget video game. So the success of this video game will fully depend on the Cardano community. But we will show you that in different videos again. So that was just a small advertisement from our side because we are involved. And then let's get started with installation of a Cardano node. So let's start at the top. We will install a Cardano node and Cardano CLI. It's possible to install Cardano with or on Linux, Mac, or Windows. For our example, or in this tutorial, we will use Linux. More precisely, we will have a Debian OS and install it there. And the prerequisites officially from Cardano are 16 gigabytes of RAM and at least 75 gigabytes of free disk. And the first thing we will do, so we will try to briefly give an overview on the steps we have to do. So at the beginning, we will install dependencies that Cardano will use during the installation and for running. These are just normal programs. For example, this one, or basically everything you see here. Some libraries, some programs. And after that, we will install GHC. This is the Glasgow Haskell compiler, and Cabal. This will come all in one with GHC up. And then we will configure Cabal accordingly. And after that, we will install Libsodium. So after we have installed Libsodium, we will install this Bitcore core module. And after that, we install the Cardano node. So we will check out the latest version of the Cardano node, configure it using the correct GHC version, and then we will build it. And the build process will last about 1 hour. And after that, we will make 1 or 2 final configurations, and then the node is there. And the video will end once we have installed the Cardano node and Cardano CLI, which means if we execute those 2 commands, we will be sure that Cardano CLI and Cardano node are installed correctly. So our goal for today is installing those dependencies and Cardano, and after the installation we will be able, or we should be able, to see the correct version installed. So let's get started. For those installing Cardano with Red Hat, Fedora, and CentOS like operating systems, you will have those yum commands. For me, I have Debian, and it's the same for Ubuntu. You will use apt-get. So I will jump to the window and start executing those commands. And also a short input from my side, I am using the root user for this tutorial. What you might do is to create a user with root privileges. I'm just skipping this point because of of easiness. So let's start with the first command. What you can do also is to, here at the right, copy this one, and then you have both commands. You can run both commands in parallel, but I will just copy one by one to explain you and to show you what happens if we insert them. So I have here the first error, and it seems that I pasted wrong. So let's try again. So sudo apt-get update minus yes and sudo apt-get upgrade. So these are just some basic update commands of the operating systems. But now, since I have Debian, or more or less because he didn't, I copied the wrong way. You see, it's in my case, it was an error with copying. So if you copy it correctly, like I did now, the operating system should make some basic updates. And after that command has run, we will install those packages. So for some operating systems, some of them might be shipped and for some not. These are all programs that will be used. For example, with this one, you can download resources, and this one will make it possible to create sessions. And so every one of that has its use. So installed, and then let's copy this command. So I hope I will not get any error copying again, pasting again. It seems fine. So let's see. So in the meanwhile, I will just prepare for the next commands. So we have installed the basic dependencies. Here you see as well, they are described here. And then this will be the next step. So let's see, it's still installing them. And after that, we will install GHC up. GHC up will install GHC, the Glasgow Haskell compiler, and Cabal in one. So you can also, if you are, oh, I misclicked. If you are interested, you can, or if you want, you can install them separately, but you have to install GHC 8.10.7 and Cabal 3.6.2. So GHC up will install it for us in one step. So I will copy the command. And so we will just click OK. And then paste the commands here and execute. And here we have a communication, or we have to communicate with the shell, and he says press enter to proceed or control C to abort. And what you have to do in detail is you see here. So here you also always take the default value. So you can always enter or press enter, and that's what we will do here. So press enter, then press P or press enter for the default, press enter, press enter, press enter. Let's prepare for the next steps. We have pressed enter here. We will wait, and Once it's completed, we should see that this command should give us the version. And in the meantime, we will see, so here is a note. GRC will try to detect your shell and ask you to add it to the environmental variables. Please restart your shell, your terminal, after installing GRC. That we have to do. Because if we run GRC version now, to verify that we have installed it now, he will say, hey, I don't know this command. So that's why we have to close the shell and to reopen it again. So first error or potential error might be that you say, hey, I have installed it correctly, but he does not find it. Close the shell, reopen it. And in the meantime, it's installing. I will show you the NFTs. So we have different NFTs here. And we have also very rare NFTs. So the rare ones are the kings and the queens. So let's see if we see a king. So here we have a queen. This is the ice princess with a Ada ball. And in my opinion, very beautiful NFTs, very beautiful and very unique as well. So let's see if we see a king. Here is a king. And yeah, they are very beautiful. Make sure to get one. The instructions on how to get them are here, Megaclite Troopers IO, and here you have just to send the actual amount required to this address, and you will instantly and automatically get minted a NFT. So here, in the meantime, it's still loading, and I can talk a bit about the program. Yeah, so we said that we will have the community get involved. So as soon as we have the fixed budget by selling the NFTs, we will propose the community, the Cardano community, our concept and work with feedback. So we will let them know, hey, how do you want to have the game? What's important for you? And yeah, make their feedback represented in the concept. And according to that and according to the budget, we will hope to be able to deliver a very interesting and a very lasting video game on the Cardano blockchain. So that's it. And yeah, I think the NFTs really got unique. They are very beautiful. And yeah, so this is a project from the Cardano community on the Cardano blockchain. So let's see how far we are. So here we are. And now we said we have to restart the shell. If we don't do it, like I did not do yet, I will just copy the command, try to get the version, and it should not give us a result. Yeah, so that will happen, command not found. We will close the window and create a new session. I will open a new session and go here and let's type the same command again, and you see here he has this version. And now, since we have installed GHC up, this has also installed GHC and Cabal. So let's check those versions. GHC -- version. We see we received the latest version of GHC. The same one for Cabal. Cabal -- version. We received version 3620. So let's read what Cardano tells us here. GHC will install the latest stable version of GHC. However, As of the timing of writing this, input output recommends using GHC 8.10.7. So we will use GHC up to install and switch to the required version. So that's what we have here. We have the latest version of GHC and we will downgrade to 8.10.7. For whatever reason, we will do that, because if you don't do that, you will end up with the error later. Because you can, that's not usual in software, but because you always should use the latest version. But here, if you continue with the version 9.2.4, you will end up with a version mismatch, even though if you use the newest version, because somewhere in the backend, I think they are referring to the old version. So that's why we will downgrade. That's not a workaround, that's the official way. So we will downgrade and continue with version 8.10.7. So that's why use the official documentation and then you are always safe. So then let's do it. Let's install 8.7 or 8.10.7 of GHC. Paste it and enter. And after that, we have to set it manually to GHC 8.10.7. Because if we run GHC version, we will still see that it's the version 9.2.4. But we have to manually tell him, hey, if you ever get, if you ever have to run with 8.10.7. That's what we have to do after that. Yeah, and also in the meantime, if you have any feedback on the tutorial, if I'm talking too quick, if I'm talking too slow, if I should go deeper into the commands, if I should make it faster, more superficial, just let me know in the comments. So we will also try to, or it's important for us to know because for the next videos we will then also use the feedback you give us. And also in the meantime, I will just jump back and forth. So that's what we will do. And we already saw that we have the correct version. So that's what we should use, and that's already installed. So we don't have to do anything here. You see 3.6.2, that's what we already have. So we don't have to run this command because it's already there. So if you are viewing this video on a later point and you have installed, for example, 3.6.5, check the official documentation here and look what Cardano is telling you. If they say, okay, switch to, downgrade to 3.6.2.0 again, then you have to do the same here. But for the moment, we have the correct version already, so we don't have to do something. So GHC installation successful. So what will happen if we type GHC -- version? Correct, it will still be the old version because we have not set the old version. Yeah, it's the newest version, but the old state. So that's why we have to type this one, set GHC 8.10.7. This is telling the system, hey, if you are required to work with 8.10.7. So let's try it again. Give us the version, and now he's responding with this one. So we are done with that. We have installed Cabal, we have installed GHC. First step is done. Dependencies installed, GHC is installed, and Cabal is installed. So next step is to install libsodium. For that, we just create a folder called Cardano-source. You can take this command and don't execute the command in any directory. Go to your home directory. So just type cd. I will clear the window so it's more easy to check. So press cd, then you're in your home directory because you might have different folders and then you don't know where you have installed it. So from here on, you execute this command, make directory, and here this one is even telling so if you are executing the command, this one will even say, okay, from the home directory, create Cardano source. So, but if you go cd, you are never lost. So if you are in home directory ls, you will see, okay, now he has created Cardano source folder. And then you go into this source folder, and here you type this command or you copy this command. This will clone the latest Libsodium version from IOHK. So let's do it. And make sure you're in the correct folder, Cardano source. And also here again, you can make everything, all of these commands at once, but I just want to show you step by step how they work. So next step, we go into this directory, and from there we check out the latest version, or the version here, this one, and press enter. And now he says, hey, yes, head is now this what we have provided, and we run this script. I also recommend, if you are installing the first time a Cardano node, run those commands step by step, because you know if an error happens, where exactly it happens, and so you will not be overwhelmed. And next command, configure. Make and sudo make install next. Make. These warnings are normal. You can just ignore them. And also, if you received any other errors, write them in the comments. Other viewers will help you. If I see the comment, I will try to help, or use the Cardano forum to get help. Next step will be sudo make install. So sudo make, no, that's wrong. Sudo make install. So we are done. Then what we have to do now is to add these files, or these two lines here. So we have to add the environmental variables. So if we type, or if we call the program, the shell will know, okay, this program or this command is meant. So we will edit this file. You see, in the home directory, you will have this hidden file. So if you are not a user with root privileges, you might not see that command. So what you do is go back to the home directory, type ls, and here you see, okay, Cardano source, that's where we have installed Libsodium. And here, if you type ls-la, you see all hidden files and folders. So here we have, where it is, here we have the file bash rc. We type nano, bash rc, and then you should be able to edit the file. If you have, if the system does not know Nano, you might use VI. So for Debian, Nano is shipped. Then at the very bottom, you go down, down, down. Oh, this is a lot. Bash rc, it's the correct file. And then you copy those two lines, or you can also press here. You copy them here. And make sure, this is also a potential source of error. If you have missed this one, edit. So make sure that everything is there. In Nano, then you have to press Ctrl X and say yes. Maybe if you have another layout or another language, it will be a different one, but for me, it's string or Ctrl X to save it. Then again, open Nano and double check it if what you have inserted is there, is saved. Perfect. And then you can close the file and you have to source it now. I think this one is, yeah, so here you have to execute this command, or here, better this one. You have to source the file. So because only inserting the two lines will not make the system know that there is a change. So you have to tell the system, hey, system, there are changes. So that's what you do with this command. Then we are installing this module from Bitcoin. So here we are creating in our home directory in Cardano source. We are importing this module. So we go into Cardano source. And here next to Lipsodium, we are going to download this Bitcoin module, and we double check ls. We have it here. We go in it and we say, hey, give us the latest version. Head is now here. Great. And we run this autogen script. Next one will be configure with this. And here, basically, this you can also copy all at once. We will do it now. So enter. And after we have that, we will be able to get the Cardano node. So we are, I say, 70% done. And once we have cloned the Cardano node from Git, we have to build it, and the build process will take about 1 hour or 40 minutes. But from the doing point of perspective, we are 70% done. In the meantime, let's check those NFTs. Tell us also in the comments what you like or what you don't like about them. I think they are great, so look at this princess. This is a princess, and you also have the possibility to check in the story, so you have the stories here, where this robot is from. So we have different types of robots here. So here, and if you want to know where the robot is from, you can check it here. So we see here, this robot is from Koi 55 or 55b. This is an exoplanet, and you also can check the exoplanet himself. So this is the queen, And this is the queen with a bag full of ADA. Everyone wants to have a bag full of ADA and an ADA ball. And no one is owner yet. So try to make sure to buy an NFT. You will randomly get an NFT. And if you want to have exactly this one, you have to trade if someone has it. And yeah, if you go to, we have linked the NASA here, and they show you the planet here. So this is the planet or exoplanet, and that's what this one is living at. So you see the planet here, and you can also read the story. We have a storyline, and in the meantime, let's check. So the Bitcoin module is installed. We have, or we ran all these commands, and now we are going back to the source folder, Cardano source. We are double checking what we have installed. So we should have installed libsodium here and the Cardano module and the Bitcoin module. So we have both here. And now we will add or clone the Git Cardano node. So let's type it. Did I copy the command? Yes, here it is. And press enter. After that, we enter the directory Cardano node and run those two commands, checking out the latest version. So here we say here, I did not enter. So now we enter, or with ls you can double check. Yeah, we have downloaded Cardano node. Then we change directory into Cardano node, and we say git fetch all, and we check out the latest release. So here we have the head here, and switching to 1.35.3. And what we do now is where some of the persons viewing the video will have errors. So if you missed the step changing the GHC version to 8.10.7, if you missed that, you might end up with an error. So we did it according to the documentation, and we should not have any problem here. So we will execute this command. We will say, hey, Cabal, if you are running, use GHC 8.10.7. So I have an error here. I have copied something to the what I should not. So now we say Cabal configure, and this one is if you don't have x68 x64 platform, then you have to run this. But since we don't have that, we don't have to run that. So we can skip that. And after that is done, we can directly build the Cardano node, which might, as said, take 1 hour. Yeah, during, in the meantime, when it's loading, so this is the planet where those robots are living. And that's the princess of them. So no one has already minted it. If you click here, you can see it on IPFS. That's the NFT in big, high quality. And yeah, so make sure to get one of them. And also let us know in the comments which ones you like best, because I'm curious. So I tell you what I like best. I like those cat robots. I like this one. Basically, everyone has its own yeah, specialities. This is the king. Yeah, I like all of them. And I also like these ice robots. I really like them. And also blue, because I like blue. Blue is my favorite color. Yeah, so there are a lot of beautiful robots here. So still um, configuring. Yeah, so this one is on fire with the bag full of ADA and the ADA ball. Yeah, and as said, we will, if the community appreciates the the NFTs, I'm sure we will have a very interesting game and show other blockchains that Cardano is able to bring up beautiful projects. That's why you are also here watching the video. So if you don't see that, or if you don't have the mindset that Cardano is the future, you would not try to install a Cardano node. That's it. So we have installed, so we have run this command. We can skip that because we don't have a non of this. We don't have a non 86, 80, 64 platform, and we can just directly build the Cardano node and Cardano CLI. So what we do now is we copy this command, and this will now last about 1 hour. And if you made a mistake, this command will run maybe some seconds and then will end with an error. And if you end up with an error, make sure if you did anything differently, especially make sure that you have the correct GHC version. So type GHC minus minus version. If you see a different version that is recommended by Cardano at the moment, at least, so try to get the correct version. So here they stated that even though the GHC is coming with a new release, downgrade to 8.10.7. So for us in this, at the moment it's looking fine. We will have to wait 1 hour. About, if you have a strong computer, it will be maybe a bit quicker. If you have a very slow computer, it might even take 2, 3, 4 hours. So totally depending on the network and on the computer. So we will jump back as soon that this is done, and after that it's done, we will basically have only 2 or 3 commands left. So that's what we are running at the moment. Then we have to create this folder, this hidden folder, local bin, and from here copy those files, Cardano Node file, which is installing at the moment, and the Cardano CLI file to this local bin directory. Then we again have to add an environmental variable to the Bosch RC file, which we did previously. Source it again, so it's nothing new. And after that, we will see that Cardano is working and installed. So let's see if it stopped. No, it's still working, so I assume that it will run to the end and that we did everything correctly. So see you in a minute. So after almost 1 hour, we are done building Cardano Node and Cardano CLI. You see here the build process is finished, and I will show you what we are going to do next. So that was the command we have just executed. We waited until it built. I hope for everybody of you it went without any problems. If you received any error messages, type them in the comments or check the Cardano forum if someone else already faced similar issues. What we have to do now is to create a hidden directory. So we copy this line, we paste it, execute it, and we copy those two files, Cardano Node, Cardano CLI, into that folder. So here you might receive also an error. If you copy this command from your home directory, he will say, okay, I cannot find the file, so no such file or directory. So in case you went to the home directory, go back to Cardano source, Cardano Node, and execute it from here. So paste, so wrong, copy again, paste, and insert both comments. So what did that comment do? It copied those two files into that folder that we have created some seconds ago, and now we will double check that those two files are in there. So we go to our home directory, we go into the directory local, we go into bin, and if we list here, we see those two files. These are the files we have just copied. And now we will enter this line into the bash rc file, which we did previously as well. We go back to the home directory, or you can also do it from here. You type nano and you say home. That's the one, nano home bash rc, and you go all the way to the bottom. And you remember we already added those two files, and now we will add, no, that's the wrong, we will add, oh, you see I have, that's right, so I think that should be it. Oh, it didn't work. So config path. I will double check if I took something away from this path. Okay, that's correct, because I unintentionally removed something here. So, and we will double check that this is fine. Opening, closing, that's perfect. And we will exit with saving, yes. And we will double check that 3 lines are added at the bottom. So that's fine. And now the big moment, if everything that we did was successful, we should see now that Cardano Node and Cardano CLI are installed, and we can query the version. So best way, query, not found. Okay, now we have to see why Cardano Node, Cardano CLI has not been found. Same here, not found. So something went wrong, and I think that's good that we are here so we can try to find the problem. Usually if this happens, there was something wrong here. So, but we have double checked that those two files are there. That's important. Now I know what we forgot. So we entered into the bash rc file those 3 lines. But you remember what we forgot? So we have them here. We have saved it, but saving alone is not enough. So after saving, we have to let the system know, hey, we have made a change in bash rc, source it again. So we type source bash rc, and that's it. Now if we type Cardano CLI version, we should see the version Cardano CLI 1.35.3. That's the latest release. And the same one for Cardano Node version. We see Cardano Node 133.3. So that's it. The installation of Cardano Node was successful, and you see it's so quick that any error can happen. So you forget a little thing, nothing will work. And so make sure to really step by step follow the guide, and if there is an error, just see if you skipped something. And if you end up with tons of errors, just sometimes it's quicker to delete the virtual machine, stop the server, and make the installation new from scratch. So the next step, what we will do in another video, is to run the Cardano node. You see it here, we have installed it, and now we have to run it and sync it with the blockchain. So that was it from my side. Just a small hint again, if you have not purchased a Cardano based NFT here from the core Cardano community, make sure to do so. This is a project of us where we are involved, and yeah, make sure to get one of these beautiful NFTs. So I hope to see you in one of the next videos. See you. Bye.